If you can't tell, I'm pregnant, 18 weeks pregnant, and your girl's just creating a lot of extra blood and it's just hot, so I need some air. Okay, let's dive back in here. Welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you are interested in hearing about the CE Shop Online and whether or not it might be a good fit for you for fulfilling your pre-licensing requirements for whatever state you live in that you're looking to get licensed. I did just finish my pre-licensing course. I actually take the final, well, not the final exam, I actually take my real national and state exam today. So stay tuned for that. I will come back at the end of the video and hopefully pass the first time. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and give my review of the CE Shop Online and tell you whether or not I would recommend it and what it was like doing this learning by myself as opposed to in a classroom setting. Also, if you're new to this channel and you enjoy the content of this video and you just kind of enjoy my personality and you want to see how I do on my career as a real estate agent, please do give this video a thumbs up first and foremost, and also hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, as I definitely plan to document my time as a new real estate agent and then hopefully just my time as a top producing real estate agent in my area. So looking forward to that, and I would love for you to come along. Just to begin, I know probably many of you were worried like I was about whether or not doing my pre-licensing requirements online as opposed to maybe a in-class setting, like whether or not that would be good or not. I personally started my pre-licensing in the middle of the pandemic last year, and I was in a small town, so I didn't have a lot of options in terms of in-class learning. It might have not have been available at all. I kind of didn't have a choice as to whether or not to do in-class or online learning. I do know I was a bit apprehensive about whether or not it was going to be easy to follow along. Am I going to learn everything I need to know? Am I going to have help if I need help? Well, I'm here to tell you that with the CE Shop, I definitely felt like I got everything I needed met in order to hopefully pass my exam. So the first thing that I loved about the CE Shop is the user friendliness of the platform. A couple of things that I would say made it super user friendly was just the layout in and of itself. With Oregon, it's 150 hours of pre-licensing you have to do. There's 7 courses altogether for my Oregon pre-licensing coursework, but maybe it'd be different for you. But they are clearly broken down. They're in order from the way you have to do them. The reason it's just user friendly is all you have to do essentially is push next or push the arrow button, and it's just gonna take you where you need to go. There's never too much information on one page. And when you're about to actually learn something of substance in the course, they have resources on the side. So it'll say, all right now where you want to learn about X, Y, and Z. So take a look at the resource to your right, and then you'll have some questions to answer about it. There's like 1 or 2 resources to look at. That's the next thing that's super user friendly, is when you click the resource, it's not like a textbook of small print, just a lot of words for you to take in. They can be somewhat long, but the text is, bolded, broken down into sections of what you may need to know. Things that are important are bolded. There are bullet points when necessary, and it makes it to where you can either go through and read the entire resource, which I highly recommend. I decided it'd just be better to read the whole thing now instead of try to read it and then maybe answer some questions right, and then by the time I'm going to study for the final exam, realize I didn't read something I should have. So I just decided to read the entire resource as they came, so that way I would just have some knowledge of everything and then go back as needed. But if you're not that kind of learner, for whatever reason you just need to hurry through this, wouldn't recommend that, but say you do need to, you could definitely read some of the bullet points, and then the next screen will just give you multiple choice questions. If you get it wrong, it'll explain to you why it's wrong. And then if you just keep getting certain questions wrong, you could go back to that resource and find the heading that's, you know, whatever you kept getting wrong. Oh, I keep getting the statutes wrong. Okay, well, here's the statute section or whatever, okay? So the resources are really easy to navigate, really easy to read if you're reading the whole thing, and just easy to find certain sections. If there's only a certain thing that you're not, like a certain concept you're not grasping, you'll be able to find it within the resource. Do as much as you need to do, and if you have to end for whatever reason, obviously you're not gonna do all your 150 hours in one sitting, it saves your progress wherever you're at. So the next time you go in, you just start that course and it'll have a take me where I left off button, and you just click it and it's literally right where you left off. I don't think there was one time in my entire coursework that I ever was like, oh, I actually did this already. It didn't really save it correctly. It always saved exactly where I was. So that was really great. And it marks whether or not you've already viewed a resource. So you can kind of see, oh, I've already looked at this, versus something that says not viewed yet. Then you know exactly what you've read, what you haven't read, and you just push that next arrow and you're just chugging along, getting your stuff done. My second favorite thing about using the CE Shop was that you were tested often. One of the reasons I'm feeling very confident about taking my test today is because throughout the course, I was tested often. So when you enter into a course, there's a lot of little things you're learning about. When you learn about one thing, you're gonna do maybe a 4 to 10 question quiz. And anytime you get anything wrong, after you take the quiz, it'll tell you, like I said, why that was incorrect. And so you'll be able to know this is exactly why it was incorrect, which is great. It's not just a wrong answer. It's remember this is why this is right and that was wrong. So that was awesome. And also, every quiz you take is recorded. So that's a great study tool for when you are finished with the course and you want to study for your real exam. Is you can go back and look at any of the quizzes, the tests, the practice national and state exam that you took, and you'll be able to see those questions, the ones you got wrong, and the reason you got it wrong. Also, sometimes if I wasn't sure about an answer, or I technically knew what the right answer was, but maybe I didn't know what one of the other options meant, I would purposely answer that question wrong. So that way, when I got the results, I would get an explanation for why mine was right. And a lot of times they'll tell you why the other questions aren't correct. So it was also just a good way to study. Being tested often was a great tool, and being told why my wrong answers were incorrect was another great study tool and helped me feel confident. My third favorite thing about taking this course online with the CE Shop was that it was super easy to get help. I didn't actually need really any help in the course the entire time until it came to the Exam Prep Edge, which is what I'm going to talk about in a moment here. But there's literally like a chat button that pops up every time you log on. It's like, start live chat, we're here available, blase blase. And it was always a live person, and I was connected within a minute or two, if not less. And they always had the answers for me. If you have any questions about where to find things in the course, if you have questions about, okay, like, how am I supposed to follow this course? Am I supposed to do this first, or am I supposed to do this first? They'll straight up tell you, do this first, or you can find this there. Even sometimes I had a hard time finding it, and they would just help explain it even more. So I loved that option, that I could get help easily. And then the final thing that I loved about using the CE Shop online was what I was just talking about. It's called Exam Prep Edge. I didn't really care about it at the beginning, and I was almost even looking like, how can I get it without the Exam Prep Edge? Is this the cheapest I can do? Because I'm cheap and I just wanted the cheapest option, but the cheapest option did include this Exam Prep Edge, and Lord, am I thankful that it did, because the Exam Prep Edge was a lifesaver for a couple of reasons. One, when I finished my pre-licensing course, it actually took me a year to finish my course, because I got it in August of last year, did a lot of it, like almost 50 hours, and then I thought I was moving out of Oregon. So I was like, I'm not gonna finish this if I'm not gonna get licensed in Oregon. And then I had 1 month left because it expires after 1 year of purchasing it. In July, I realized I'm pregnant. My husband and I are deciding to stay in Oregon for at least a time being. So it's either now or never, get this done, or it's gonna expire and I'm gonna have to do all those 50, 60 hours that I did last year over again. So when I finished my pre-licensing course, I was kind of like, okay, some of this content I learned a year ago, like how do I study? What's the best way to study? Am I really gonna just have to go through all these courses and read the resources randomly on myself and like figure it out? It just felt kind of daunting to have to go over 150 hours of pre-licensing myself and study. Even though there were ways to do it, I just didn't know where to start. Well, the Exam Prep Edge was the perfect place to go. The way it works is you take a practice national and state exam, an initial exam, to test where your weak and strong areas are. So I personally did it without doing any studying. I'm like, well, I don't even know what I remember and what I don't remember, so let me just take it. And so it highlights which areas, broken down, like there's like 11 topics for the national exam, and there were 7 topics for the organs part of the exam. So it would tell you which of the 11 topics you needed to work on. It rated it with the color red if you needed to focus there, yellow if you needed to spend some time there, and green if you did fine in that section. So by taking that, I was able to immediately know what areas I needed help in and what areas I could probably wait. The second thing is the areas you need help in, you literally can click into that area and it has additional questions and testing for you, and it really breaks down your wrong answers for this. In the Exam Prep Edge, if you get a question wrong, and like I said, I purposely got every question wrong just so it would explain, because it explained even more deeply than in the course why the question was wrong. It helps you do process of elimination. It explains exactly why all the other answers weren't right. It would give you like kind of, not like cheat codes, but like, hey, notice that the word in the question is this and is similar to the answer, so look out for this word. It would give you memorization tools to help you know why that answer was right. And it was just like super awesome. Like the way I studied was I just got every question wrong so I could read the big red writing at the bottom to explain why the answer was the correct answer. So that was super great. And then finally, why I love the Exam Prep Edge is it gives you a, what's it called? A first time pass guarantee. So if you go through this mini course of the Exam Prep Edge and check mark all the boxes that they want you to do, if you check mark all of those and you do them, and then you take your exam and you fail, they'll actually reimburse you the price of your first failed attempt. And so you can take it a second time and only pay once, okay? They only do it for the first failed attempt, but y'all, we ain't gonna fail, right? Because we're studying good. But no, that's okay. Even if you do fail, it's gonna reimburse you for it if you follow it. So you have to go through all 11 of those sections for the national exam and pass a quiz on them 3 times with 80% or higher. And then for the organ section, like I said, there was 7 sections for that one. You had to take a quiz on those sections 3 times, passing 80% or above. And then you had to take the practice national exam 3 times and the state exam 3 times. That was the requirements. You just had to do those tests 3 times, 80% or above. And if you did those, you get check mark, check mark, check mark. And I have a screen full of check marks. So now if for whatever reason I don't pass my exam, they will reimburse me the exam, however much that is. So in Oregon, it's $75 to take your exam. So hey, it's free 75 bucks if I don't make it. So honestly, after doing all those exams 3 times, it gets a bit repetitive, but I feel super confident in taking this test today. And hey, confidence would be a lot better appreciated than feeling like I wasn't sure if I studied well enough. So super awesome. To recap, the CE Shop is super user friendly. You're gonna do just fine following where to go. If you have any questions, you can get help anytime with the chat box, and they are real people and they respond quickly, immediately to you. You're tested often, and you have that Exam Prep Edge at the end that really helps you study every section of your particular test. Like it's just right there in your face, easy to study. So with that being said, I would absolutely recommend the CE Shop. If you're normally someone that learns better in a classroom setting, but you don't have that option, I still think that the CE Shop would still be a great choice for you, just because, yeah, it's just so simple. But I don't want to make this video too long. I already feel like it's super long. So let me just get on with it. I gotta go anyways. Like I said, I gotta take this test. Yeah, I hope you guys pass on the first time, and I hope I do too.